Okay, it is, I believe we're recording. So I'm going to give this like a 2 minute, like 2, 3 minutes until we actually start the video process here, just so everyone has time to tune in. So I'm going to get set. I'm going to have a couple that I'm going to review right now. Um, but just so any of you that tune in right now and start watching either live or if you start watching this afterwards, you kind of know. So you can probably fast forward through some of this if you're not watching it live. If you are live, let's give everyone a couple more minutes to see how long it takes. All right. Let's see. I'm wondering if I should just get this going. Oh, there we go. We got another person on there. Tawny. All right. All right. Who's the third person? So we got Brad, Tawny. I got like one more, I think. But I need you to write so I know who it is, or else I'll never know. Yep, that's the catchphrase, Brad, and everything like that. I even say it when I'm selling on the doors all the time. I finally caught myself doing that now. So, my stream is not perfect. It's saying that my stream health is like orange. Hopefully, there's not a lot of. Hey, Victor, how's it going, man? It's saying that there's not like a bunch. I don't know. It's not saying that it's great, but hopefully, there's not a lot of like lag on the stream here. So I think we're gonna get into it. I think we're gonna get this started. Gotta start small. What'd you say, Brad? Are you home even when I'm not, Mr. ADT? Yes. I even got the Always There shirt on right now, so just representing ADT life. Um, Glad there's no lag. My internet's been super horrible today. It's been horrible the past few days. So, um, I think we're gonna get going. I think we're gonna get started. I think there's like six. Great, mom's on here too. Happy Mother's Day, mom. Um, let's get going with this. So, I basically want to do a couple videos. OTC is here. Awesome. Yeah, we got awesome. Victor must follow you too, Brad. We're going to do not too quick, but we're going to go over a few different stocks that I have some positions in and a couple that I'm going to be taking positions in this week. I don't want this to take a whole lot of time. I do want to be able to go over some stock questions or some ticker symbols. And kind of do this as a Q&A session as well, since this is the first live video that I've actually done. Let's do this here. I'm going to maybe minimize this or get this where I can I can view questions, but still do all of the, I guess still show you all the chart stuff. So here, I think we'll get all this set up here. This is a little nerve-wracking, I'm not gonna lie. Like it's maybe a little nerve-wracking here. Okay, we'll pull up OBS, shrink this down, and just try and make this as small as possible because you don't really need to see me. Maybe I should start over. Oh, start this way. There we go. There we go. Okay. If that's looking good to everybody, let's get this rolling. Let's get this started here. So one of the first ones that I'm going to go over is going to be one of the long-term positions that I am going to be doing here. This is one that I called out, I think, last week, and it was L Brands. So L Brands owns both Victoria's Secret. Hey, how's it going? Is L Brands. They own both Victoria's Secret and Bath & Body Works. They've had quite a sell-off, if you've noticed, as of recent. So Wall Street did not like some numbers that they posted, and they had this 7% sell-off, essentially from this point down to right here. This is about 8.75%. So selling off from right in the 33, 74, 75 range down to lows of about 30, 70. And I actually ended up taking more of a position and buying in about 10,000. I think I actually ended up buying not 10,000. It's probably about $6,000 more worth of L Brands down here at about 31.30. I am going to continue to probably add to my position in L Brands. So L Brands is one that I do see long-term potential. If you look at this chart here, and you have seen this massive, massive sell-off, this is not just technical analysis. So that's kind of one thing I want to get at here is L Brands is a company that I'm investing in not just simply because of the technicals. I'm investing because of the 10 Qs. I'm investing because of the fundamentals behind L Brands. The nice benefit and positive side with L Brands, though, is that the charts here have brought it down. It's almost like a falling knife is kind of what they've said on Wall Street. And I don't see it, guys. I don't see it. I see a lot more value in L Brands than what Wall Street is bringing right now. May I be in this position? I could be in this position for a couple of years. That's kind of the goal, though, is I'm not buying this as a short-term swing trade. Now, if it shoots up over the next few weeks, great, and I turn around and I make it a decent little profit on it. But the goal in L Brands is I see it as a long-term positive, and I see it bottoming out here where it's just oversold. I mean, you look at some of the technicals, you look at RSI, I mean, we're down here in like the 19s, guys, like 19, that is so low. You can look at MACD as well. It has just had such a sell-off that this is such a good buying opportunity, and this is going to really be one of my biggest plays of the week in terms of buying and where I'm going to be investing some of my capital. So that's going to be the first one that I wanted to talk about. Second one that I wanted to go over today, unless anyone has questions about L Brands, is going to be Hertz. Hertz is one that I had called out, I want to say several weeks ago, and I had been in it back when it was consolidating in this horizontal pattern. What I've really liked about HTZ, which is Hertz, is that it's been a very horizontal pattern over the past 180 days, and it offers quite a good upside potential in a short amount of time. If you look from here in the bottoms to where you could have ended up selling out up towards the top, let's not take the whole top, but if you were to take it somewhere in here, you're looking at about 21% potential for profit, and that's over the course of about 1.5 weeks. So that is a massive potential for return. Or is that actually over a month and a half? That might have been a month and a half, but month and a half, 25% regardless. That's going to be really nice. Hertz, you've seen a lot of consolidation going on right here. So if you zoom in on the past few days and you look at this pattern right here, you're seeing a lot of consolidation. It has not broken the EMA yet. Yesterday it slightly, or on Friday, it slightly broke above EMA. What you will look for is that it will test this $18 price range. Once it does break $18 and it is trending above the EMA, what I'm going to look for is a buy-in and testing about this 18-20 range. This is going to be a good little buy. You could even do a nice little day trade up here for about 8% or a couple day swing trade if you're looking for resistance right in that area. So that's why I am seeing potential in Hertz, but I can see it also potentially coming up a little bit higher and coming up into this, like I said, this mid-range right here. I don't believe that I'll hold. What I'll potentially do with this is I'm going to buy in, like I said, at about $18, buy in a little bit more at $18.20, and continue to buy kind of in that 18 to 18.50 range, and kind of solidify my position in that. I'll ride that up probably, like I said, somewhere into this range, and I'll probably sell off about probably somewhere around 40% of my position, if not 50% of my position, and see if we can continue to get a ride up. If we can break this resistance right in here at about 21.86, I do see potential for profit in running this up a little bit higher and holding that a little bit longer. Next one we're going to talk about is an ETF that has been talked about a decent amount if you follow Ricky or Ricky's channel, and that's going to be DGAS. This is one that I'm actually in currently, that I got in, and I don't know if his channel is talking about it, so don't shoot the messenger here. But if you do take a look at this, DGAS shows a very consistent consolidation pattern in this, almost like a channel pattern. It does not trade very vertically. It doesn't have a lot of crazy shifts. It trades very horizontally. It stayed here in this little channel. What I'm going to be looking for right here in terms of buying a little bit more, I kind of got in a little bit early, is I'm going to be looking for a reversal on this EMA line right here. So as you can see, it's been consolidating. It is trending below VWAP, so it could be a potential day trade as well if you're able to catch it on the VWAP and ride it above. I keep saying, sorry, thanks for correcting me, DGAS. Catching DGAS right here off the VWAP, and then potentially having a short day trade in here. As far as a swing trade goes, I would not buy in if you're looking for a swing trade, because for this on a day trade, I'm only looking for like a 3%, 2%, 2 to 3% return on that, very small. But if you're looking to day trade this, what you're going to need to do here is you're going to want to buy in somewhere after it hits the EMA line and able to break above that. That's where you're going to be able to see a lot more of the potential for profit in DGAS. Like I said, if you're going to do a swing trade, somewhere in, I'll give you numbers here so you have an exact buy-in point. Somewhere right around 20, I would start sizing in. Again, this is going to be the really important part of this. Size into the position, but getting in somewhere around that 26.60 mark, 26.70 mark. And you can ride it up, I would say, to be on the safe side, selling part of my position somewhere right in here when we hit the SMA. So you're going to be looking at a potential for profit of about 5%. That should be happening in a week's period of time. Sometimes you have these really crazy fluctuations, and maybe that 5% will be made very quickly. But it could take a little bit of these kind of consolidations, these kind of jagged up-down patterns. But if you will see, this SMA has acted as resistance multiple times. So as of recent, especially, it's making lower highs through that. If anyone has any questions right now, this might be a good time. I don't want to do a whole bunch of companies today, and so if anyone had any questions, I want to answer those. Another one I wanted to look at really quick that I had not intended on doing is Libre Mercado, which is basically the Amazon of like South America. I don't have a whole lot of chart patterns. I do have a small position, I think, in MELI, which is MELI is the ticker symbol. And that is only like I have like a $7,000 position in it. So if I'm charting this and wanting to teach you a little bit on charting here, I see resistance and see support running right through here. So I'm going to draw a support line right in this area. I do see a little bit of consolidation through here as well. But Mercado Libre has actually had quite a sell-off as of recent. You can see where it has really kind of taken a downturn here. I see long-term value in this again. This is going to be just like my L Brands position in the sense that this is a long-term play. I'm not intending to buy this and only looking to turn around and swing it in a week. I see long-term value just like I see long-term value in Amazon based on the financials of this. Now, during earnings, it had quite the sell-off here. That's why you're seeing the chart, you're seeing the red candles here, and you're seeing this huge red candle. But the EMA line is trending down. I do see this as a good buy point. It had quite a consolidation back here several months back, and it also acted as resistance, right here, and then it had this little sell-off. But what I'm looking for in Libre Mercado is a bounce right in here and looking for it to continue up. So long term, that is going to be the plan here. That's the plan with Mercado Libre. I don't believe I have any other ones that I'm really looking to go over today. Facebook is another position I just want to keep you updated that I am in right now. I'm currently up 13.2%. In a $31,000 position in Facebook. So Facebook, as you can see, has continued to make new highs. If you would have got in at the trough back when I was praising this stock and praising what was going on, you would be up about 19.28%. Thanks so much, Brad, for the comment. I appreciate it. But you would be up, like I said, approximately about 18%. I mean, if you would have gotten in at the bottom, you would be in this bad boy about 25% just over the course of about a month and a half. Facebook definitely coming up on the overbought side. It is reaching highs, so I am most likely, if I do have a red day and it does break VWAP, I'm most likely going to be selling this position out. And using it as a kind of a bounce, and then just basically getting out of this swing trade, because I definitely made the profit that I was looking for. I've made well over almost 4,000 in this position right here. So that's going to be my out. Facebook has done very well in terms of what I expected and what I planned when we had that market correction. One more that I think I had talked about previously. I've talked a lot about overstock. That's a swing that I'm still in that has not done too much. It's really consolidated, and I've stayed in this even through earnings, which just recently happened. I know normally you don't want to stay in earnings. Boy, we had quite a shoot up here where it hit SMA and reversed. But it has continued to really consolidate through here. I see Overstock.com as still being a good buy point. Currently from trading where it's at though, I do see a potential, if it does break below EMA, where it could have a potential sell-off here. You have a potential for profit of about 10%, 10.86%. You still have another potential for loss of about 11% if it does break EMA. So this one, I don't know if I necessarily would recommend as a short-term swing trade in this. And I also got a question from Victor. I'll answer your question in just a second here. But I don't see this necessarily as being a good short-term swing trade. But the overall long-term value, if you look at the 180-day chart here, you have the potential, even if you do hit SMA, I guess, in a short swing, you're not going to see very much growth. I mean, 10%, 9%. Before it could potentially get rejected. Now, if it is able to break the SMA, though, you have the ability to where it could continue to run and run and run. I mean, the sky's the limit here. So I'm taking Overstock as a long-term swing trade. I'm not planning on selling out anytime soon. I think it's consolidated really great through here. If you're looking for a short, maybe 10% profit, it's not really that great of a buying opportunity if you're wanting to be short-term in that swing trade. Now, if you want to take this as a long-term swing, I do see a lot of value in Overstock.com. Let me take a look here and see what Victor was saying on here. So Victor said, Why using EMA instead of MA50 and MA200s for uptrend indicators? Also, do you use EMA 15 or EMA 50 or EMA 20? So my EMA is usually set between 10 to 15, depending on the outlook that I have on it. I think my EMA indicator is currently set on 11 days. Just because I want a little bit tighter pattern. If I'm especially doing a short-term swing trade, I want a tighter pattern off of that EMA. Sometimes I will bump it out to 15, and usually that's where I'll probably keep it. I like EMA just because I've had a lot more luck. That's where I've seen a lot of the bounces kind of happening. Like you'll see right here on Overstock, the EMA has not really been a good indicator as far as bounces go. It's just basically trending through the middle, kind of the heart of the pattern here. So on Overstock, for example, I would probably recommend changing my studies on that. So if we go edit studies, taking the EMA right here, let's go edit, and let's probably put it on a 15-day EMA. I don't like doing many more days than that, just because of the simple fact, what the F just happened? Just because of the simple fact that I want it to be closer. I don't like to have a lot of play with it. But if you do check it right here, the EMA now is doing a lot more. The stocks are bouncing off it a lot more. And so I think that might be good. You could probably even do a 20, Victor, for that, but that's going to be my personal opinion on there. Does anyone have any other questions? I think that's pretty much it as far as companies that I wanted to go over today. I don't think there's anything else. I'm trying to consolidate my list of stocks that we're going to go over, just because I don't want to spend like a crazy amount of time on these. Another play that I'm also doing that I see a good long-term / short-term is Cirrus Logic. So Cirrus Logic, CRUS. I said to get in on this. Yeah, no problem, Victor, of course. I said to get in on this after it had that massive sell-off. It's holding on the EMA right now, and I do see a potential upside. I think it'll break through this SMA. I see about a nice little 6 or 7% potential for profit short term in Cirrus Logic. Now, Cirrus Logic in terms of long term is going to take a while. They've had quite a run down because of the chips that Apple has been using. They've not been using the higher end Cirrus chips in their phones and the semiconductors from them. But long term, Cirrus Logic is not a company that I want to sleep on. This is a company that I see a lot of value in this low $30 price range. I saw value in Cirrus Logic all the way up here in the $40 price range. So right in this area right here. If you were to sell from here to where it's at currently, I guess you're only looking at about a 9% return on that. But if you were to get in from where it actually dipped, that's about an 18% profit on there. So that's pretty much everything, guys. I don't have much else that I was really planning on covering today. Those are going to be my main positions that I'm going to be in this week. So DGAS is going to be a big swing that I'm going to be in, most likely adding to that position. Hertz HTZ is another one. L Brands, I'm going to continue to add more to that. Probably add another 5 figures to that position. So I'll probably add at least another 10, if not 15,000 to L Brands and where it's at right now. I wish I would have gotten a little bit earlier because it is a little lower, or sorry, a little bit higher. It has bounced back. I think Friday it bounced back about 3%. And it's been kind of uptrending because it was way oversold. So thanks so much, you guys. If there is no other questions, if no one else wants to write anything or has any other questions, that will be the end of our first live broadcast. So thanks so much for tuning in, and thank you for being a part of Young Money Investments. Talk to y'all later. Bye.